Okay, great. I think it may ask you to connect to the recording. Lovely. Welcome, welcome, welcome this morning. So settling down into your seat. So in this morning's practice, we'll start with a little stretch. So we open up the body very gently, and then we're going to move into more of a focused breathwork practice. So feel free to, if seated for a long time becomes a little uncomfortable for you, then please feel free. There'll be points that make sense for you to do this, to either scoot yourself next to your sofa and lean against that, or maybe a wall, or even lie down. So don't feel you have to sit up throughout this practice, okay? So listen to your body. So let's start by just arriving into this space. So just shifting the flesh out from the buttock bones. I always quite like to just press the flesh of my thighs down. I think I say this quite a lot, but it just feels quite nice just to bring some length and opening into these muscles, into this area. And then let your hands gently settle. Let the spine lengthen up through the downward action of the base of the body. When you're ready to do so, just softly close the eyes down. And as the eyes close down, let your awareness drop down through the body. So allowing yourself to drop down through the body. So in the seated position, allowing the awareness to release down through the body. Closing the eyes. Just making any final arrangements that you need to, so you can sit steady, so you can sit still. And I'd like you now to connect to your breath, especially the exhalation. So just start by feeling into the breath and just allowing the exhalations to feel like they release all the way down into the base of the body. Giving you that sense of stability and stillness. Let the corners of the mouth relax, let the jaw relax. Continue to relax the shoulders, rib cage, abdomen. Just be in the stillness. Soft ebb and flow of your breath. And then I'd like you to start to deepen and lengthen your breath, particularly the exhalations. Stay with nostril breathing, but just draw in a slow, gentle breath in through the nose and extend your exhalation. Find a nice soft rhythm to this. So feel like it's a fluid, continual cycle. The breath controlled as you breathe in, slowly, gently. Take the breath down into the body. And then as you exhale, There's control of the exhale right the way down to the very base of the exhale. And then you'll just feel that natural rise of the incoming inhalation. Take one more round like this. And at the end of the exhalation, just let the breath recalibrate, let it come back to its natural everyday breath. And just sit quietly. Taking a moment just to check in with yourself this morning, noticing how you're feeling, where your energy levels are at. And then we'll bring the palms of the hands together, coming into the heart space. Softly release the head to the heart. The hands to the lap. And then raising the head, reopening the eyes. Okay, so we're going to remain seated. If you can, change the cross of the legs. If you're seated on something quite high, like a thick block, you might just want to come down onto your mat for this movement. We're going to place our hands onto our kneecaps and we're going to kind of hold on to our kneecaps, so wrapping the fingers around the knees. We're going to lengthen up through our spine. We'll start to take some circles round. Doesn't matter which direction you go in, but you want to take the chest forwards. Buttock bones, you're gripping onto the legs, you're just making some circles around, mainly into the waist, front, back, side, side. Take another loop and then change the direction. So changing the direction. Take some cleansing breaths as you move. So drawing in a long inhale, exhaling it out from the mouth. Take another loop. And then come into stillness. Rechange the cross of the legs. We're going to take some seated cat and cow. So just shift the flesh out from the buttock bones. Extend the arms forwards. Lengthen up through your spine. As you take your next inhale, draw the elbows back and lift your chest. Keep a softness to the gaze. I would just eyeball up rather than taking the head back. Little pinch of the shoulder blades together. Open the chest. And then as you exhale, extend the arms beyond the knees. Curl, chin to chest. Spread the scapula, spread the back body. And then inhale, press down into the base. Lift up and out of the pelvis. Little squeeze of the shoulder blades. And then exhale, coming forwards. So you take a couple of these on your own, just gently going through seated cat and cow. Connecting to your breath, mobilizing the spine, synchronizing the movement as best you can. Opening the chest. Opening the back body, stimulating the digestive system, waking up the spine. Take one more of each. Really exhale it out when you curl into your cat pose, and then come up to stillness. Take the hands a little bit back behind you, come onto your fingertips. Roll the shoulder heads back, press down, and then lift your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Come up to vertical, bring the fingertips in front of you, and then just walk the fingertips further forward. And just meet the stretch. You don't have to come full range, just simply walk the fingertips a little bit further forward. So you meet a soft stretch into the hips. Relax the belly, draw the shoulders back. You choose how far you want to go into this forward stretch. Breathe into the hips. So as you take your breath in, feel the breath expand in the hips and soften as you exhale. Feel the breath in the lower back also. Take another breath here. Exhale fully, walk the fingertips back. And last little stretch here, we're going to take the legs out. Don't think about going too wide really here. Just going to get a little stretch for the backs of the legs. Place your hands onto your thighs and then just run your hands as far as they will go and hinge forwards. And just take a couple of breaths here. Keep this navel to sternum nice and long and shoulders back. This isn't about range at all. This is just about simply giving ourselves a little stretch in our legs, hamstrings. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, lengthen forwards. Stop when you meet your stretch. Breathe into that stretch, especially if it's quite intense. Don't go above and beyond. Stay kind of within your range. Or once more, come back up. And then final time, coming forwards. Lengthen the back of the neck, soften the gaze downwards. Press out through the feet, spread the toes, press the thighs down. Flex the feet. And then inhale, coming back up. Wonderful. Let's come into a focused concentration practice now. So come back, arrange yourself into your seat. The practice is based around the breath, so it's a pranayama as well as a focused practice. So just settle yourself down, shift the flesh from the buttock bones, hands light to the lap. If you quite like a mudra, you can bring the thumb and index finger together, or just rest the hands casually onto the legs. Just let the eyes softly close. Let the facial muscles relax to broaden the nostrils. No tension in your jaw, your shoulders, rib cage or abdomen. Abdomen relaxed to allow for the breath. So just start by simply establishing the pathway of your breath. This is nostril breathing, so start to establish the pathway of your breath. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. Then I'm going to invite you to start to increase the length and depth of your breath. Now bring your awareness into the back plane of your body. And as you breathe in, feel into the back plane of your body. And as the breath rises, feel the whole of the back plane of the body lengthening, broadening, opening out with the breath. At the start, it might feel very much like the breath is more in one place than the other. But over the next couple of breath cycles, see if you can feel like the breath disperses throughout the whole of the back plane of your body as you breathe in and softens as you breathe out. You're taking the breath right the way up towards the neck. You're taking the breath down. You're taking the breath across widthways, diagonally. And then we're going to change our focus to the side flanks of the body. So I'd like you now to change the focus of the breath so the inhale meets the side flanks of the body. So there's a lateral expansion, also a vertical expansion. So you're taking the breath into the side flanks of your body now. Keep the breath slow, steady, consistent. And now we're going to take the breath to the front plane of the body. So I'd like you to experience the breath in the front of the body. So expanding the abdomen as you breathe in and as you breathe out. So taking the breath right down deep, so you feel the breath expand in the abdomen and fall as you exhale. You'll feel the breath, once you've established that, draw down into the abdomen and then rise upwards. And as you exhale, it will release from the chest down to the abdomen. So meet the wave of the breath in the front plane of the body. And the final part of this practice now is to synchronize all four sides of the body at the same time. So when you breathe in, you feel the back, the side, the front plane of the body expanding on the inhale simultaneously and releasing as you exhale. So finding this new pathway, this new sensation. Think of it as if you were blowing up a balloon really slowly, and as the balloon expands, there's that expanse of the torso. And as you exhale, releases. Face relaxed, jaw relaxed, shoulders at ease. Take one more round. And at the end of the exhalation, release the pathway of the breath. Let the breath resettle. Sit quietly for a few breath cycles. Just feel into the breath, into the body. If you may need to make any little adjustments to your seated position before we go into the next practice, then feel free to do so. So staying on our breath, continuing with our nostril breathing. Again, once more, I'd like to invite you to start to deepen and lengthen the breath. Find the wave of the breath as you lengthen and deepen it. And we're going to introduce a little breath retention here. So you take your inhalation, smooth and steady. You take it to the top of the inhalation. You retain, hold, pause the breath for a very short space of time. And then you exhale slowly, fully and deeply. You meet the inhale again once more. You draw it in. You hold the breath for a very short period of time, whatever feels right for you. And then you exhale super slowly. So I'll let you start that practice when you feel ready. We'll be going for about a minute. So when you're ready, introduce the breath retention. And feel like you're drinking the breath in. Feel like it's a really gentle experience. You're just softly drinking in the inhale, retaining the breath, and then a slow exhale. Nostril breathing, if you can. Eyes relaxed, jaw at ease. And then take one more round, final round. Stay slow, stay steady. Feel like you're drinking the breath in, pausing, steady exhale. And then again, at the end of that exhalation, just take a moment to sit quietly. Tune inside, meet this space in between the practices. So final practice, again, if you need to just make any adjustments to your seated position, feel free. Otherwise, do your best to stay exactly as you are. So here we will actually bring the tip of the thumb and the index finger together, softening at the elbows, extending through the rest of the hand, the rest of the fingers. Chin mudra, it's a mudra connected to the breath, helps for focus. So this breath's going to be slightly different. We're going to add a count to the breath. So we'll establish the pathway of the breath together, and then we'll introduce the count. The count of the breath will be the inhale to a count of 4, And your exhale will be to a count of 6. So let's just establish the pathway of the breath together. So just feel the flow of the energy of the breath as it travels up through the nostrils. And the conscious control of the exhalation. Breathing in through the nose. And breathing out through the nose. So when you're ready to introduce the count, you count steadily, slowly, at your own pace. Inhale to 4, exhale to 6. We're slowing the breath down. Finding your rhythm, continuing for another 30 seconds. Take one more round. And at the end of the exhalation, again, just sitting quietly for a moment. You can relax the hands if you wish to. Again, just feel into the breath, feel into the body. And then without uprooting yourself too much, just make your way down into Shavasana. So really quietly, just moving yourself down into Shavasana. Of course, if you need to take a stretch, feel free. But just arranging the body so you don't uproot yourself. You keep that sweetness of the pranayama practices in you. Let it adhere itself into the body, into the cells of the body. Lengthen out through the back of the neck. Let the head rest heavy. Draw the shoulders away from the ears and have a sense of broadness across the upper back and upper chest. Let your arms rest completely from the shoulders down to your fingertips. Let the hands just gently soften. Let the fingers and thumbs softly curl inwards. Meet the spaciousness behind the chest wall, the barrel of the rib cage, and down into the well of your pelvis. Let the hips fully relax. Thighs, knees, calves. Let the calves deflate. Let the shins soften. Ankles relax. Tops of the feet, soles of the feet, and all your toes. Resting the body now for this final minute. As you exhale, let everything go. you'd like to stay where you are for a little bit longer and you have the time to do so, please feel free. If you're ready now to conclude your practice, just start by meeting the breath back in the nostrils once more, feeling that flow of prana, that flow of energy. And then take a full body stretch, stretch it out. Reach from the fingertips, reach to the toes, take a deep breath, sigh, yawn, lick of the lips. And then bring everything back in. When you're ready to, give the legs a squeeze inwards, take a gentle rock from side to side, feel into the lower back, soft massage. And then placing the feet back to the floor, rolling to one side, eyes remain closed or soft. Take a breath there before pressing up to your seated position once more. Buttock bones rooted, spine nice and tall, eyes soft or closed. We'll take a cleansing breath here together, so we'll take a deep breath in. Exhale from the mouth fully. Connect the hands to heart center, coming into the heart space, and then softly releasing the head towards the heart, closing and sealing this space together today. Release the hands down to the lap, raise the head, reopen the eyes. Namaste, ladies. Thank you so much for being with me this morning. Have a great rest of your day, however it looks for you. Lots of love. Bye.